Welcome to the Real Nitty Gritty, where baby boomers share stories, wisdom, and a few laughs along the way. Elle McLeod is your host, inviting you to join candid conversations that celebrate our journeys, lessons learned, and the timeless values that bind us. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and click the notification icon. Whether you're reminiscing about the good old days or navigating the present, this podcast is your space to connect, reflect, and enjoy the ride.
Hello and welcome to the Real Nitty Gritty Podcast.
I'm Elle, your host.
Before we get started, I'd like to get the business out of the way first. So if you have not, I invite you to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and click that notification icon. What I want you to do right now, I want you to get real comfortable and real relaxed. Take your shoes off, sit in your favorite chair, grab your favorite beverage, and let's get down to the real nitty gritty. Tonight, you're gonna get to know a little bit more about the host, me. Whatever you're asking, I'm answering. Okay, the first question is, are you a baby boomer? Yes. I am a baby boomer. I was born in 1961, November the 29th. Yeah, I'm Sagittarius. For all you other Sagittarius out there, yeah. Best people, best signs, Sagittarius. Yeah. Anyway, I am a baby boomer. I grew up in the 60s. Man, I miss the 60s. I grew up in the 60s and the 70s, and I'm telling you, the things that we did then, kids don't do now, and it'll never be the same. Maybe it shouldn't be the same, but I think it should be the same because it wasn't the worst thing in the world. We had the best of times. I remember every weekend without fail, we were either at this auntie's house, this cousin's house, this uncle's house, and my dad, rest in peace, Mr. McLeod. My dad had 11 of them, and they were spread throughout here, LA, Chicago. I believe we had people in Alaska too. We had people in Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, we had people all over. Mississippi. Our parents would get together and play cards and dominoes and smoke and drink and listen to good music. You know, they would be having a good time. We get to stay out a little bit longer because they were having such a good time. And we actually would be out in the nighttime, outside after dark. And that was so fun for me because I was raised as an only child. Sometimes I don't like to say only child. I'll say I was the oldest and the youngest at the same time because I didn't have brothers or sisters. So, my life was a little sheltered, I would say. I'll just put it like that. But anyway, when we got together on the weekends, I forgot all about that only child stuff. And because I had my cousins. And my cousins, we really grew up more or less like sisters and brothers, more so than cousins. And I'm telling you, my parents, my aunts and uncles, they could sometimes get into it. And what I liked about this is they would get into it sometimes, and then the very next weekend, they'd be right back together. We'd be doing the same thing. They'd be playing cards, playing dominoes, dancing, listening to good music, and just having a good time. So I miss that. Yeah, so that was during my elementary school days, and Junior high school. Some, I would say a little bit of junior high school because I was getting older then and didn't really want to hang out that much as far as with my parents, going with my parents. I would rather be somewhere with my friends. Unless it was a weekend where they were having a dance over on the east side where my cousins stayed. I think it was called St. Albert's. They had a dance at St. Albert's Catholic School over in Compton. Yeah, not too far from Avalon. Or Central Avalon? I think it was Avalon. Yeah, and I love to go to those dances. I got to hang with my older cousins that were like a couple of years older than me. And I loved to dance. And my parents, they didn't really trip too much because I was with my cousins. So yeah, that was nice. And I got to stay the whole time. Because my parents, when I got a little bit older in high school and stuff, they did not play. If the dance was over at 1 o'clock in the morning, I had to leave at 12. No matter what, I had to leave an hour early. An hour early, a whole hour early than everybody else. And I remember one time, my dad, I was like, he was coming to pick me up, and I was like, he's telling me to leave an hour early. That's his fault. The thing not over until 1 o'clock. I'm not leaving at 12. So he just stand out. He'll just have to sit out there and wait for me. And little did I know, my father had another plan. I wasn't out at 12. I think it must have been 12:10. He came inside of the dance looking rough, dry, like he had just rolled up out of the bed. He had on these, it was like, I can just close my eyes and envision it right now. He had on these work boots that had zippers on the side. And I was on the dance floor, but I seen when he walked in, he had those work boots on with them zippers on the side, and the boots weren't even zipped up, and his pants were tucked inside of the boots. And the boots were like little ankle boots or something, like little booties or something. It was so funny. And he spotted me on the dance floor. He went to the DJ and he said something, and then he came on the dance floor where I was and started dancing with me. And the DJ said my name and said it was time for me to go home, that my father was there to pick me up. I was so embarrassed. And needless to say, that was the first and the last time that I did that. So no matter what time he told me to be out, trust me, I was out at that time because I did not. My daddy was not playing with me, but he wasn't even angry. He enjoyed it. He was laughing. He was cracking up, and I was mad. But anyway, yeah. So I am a baby boomer. Those were good times in the 60s and the 70s. And so, yeah. So the next question is, where were you raised? Well, I was raised in LA. Earlier part of life, like kindergarten, elementary school, I was raised on the east side, off of Avalon, 118th in Avalon. Well, it was actually 135th in Avalon, and then we moved, and I was raised on 118th in Avalon. What I remember most is that was my first experience with a bully. Ooh, child. Having a bully is nothing nice. I remember that my best friend that I had, her sister knew how to fight really well, right? She could beat anybody but. So and she took up for her sister. So now I'm her younger sister's best friend. So I just automatically thought that I was covered too. I had to find that out the hard way, that I was not covered. Now, me and my friend, we didn't like this other girl. And just so happened we were sitting down, not doing nothing, we were talking. And the girl was passing by, and my girlfriend said something. I don't know what she said, but it wasn't nice, I guess. Anyway, they got to arguing. So now she's arguing with my girlfriend. So I'm like, I'm not having that. So I jumped in and I started saying something. And now the girl's attention shifted to me. So my girlfriend shut up at that time. So now it was just me and the girl, the enemy, the bully girl. We were going back and forth. We were going at it. I turned around and looked, and I seen my best friend's sister. She's sitting in the window, and she's watching the whole thing. I'm like, cool. If it jumped off, I know she jumping out here, and it's going to be it's going down. It's going down. So I wasn't afraid or anything because a girl was sitting in the window looking at the whole thing. So it got to the point where it was about to come to blows, right? And I'm still not afraid, you know. I know somebody got my back. That girl, the bully girl, I don't think she knew the word fear. That girl was not messing around. And next thing I know, I think she must have pushed me or something. And I jumped up and I went to screaming and yelling at her, getting really loud, so my best friend's sister could come outside. I turn around and look over my shoulder. She's still sitting in the window and she's doing one of these numbers. She didn't look like she was trying to budge. So that's when I realized I was on my own. I done got myself into something. I did not want to fight that girl because I was actually afraid of her. I was actually scared of that girl. But then again, my mother didn't play. And she didn't play that bully mess and stuff, and I was more afraid of my mother than I was of the girl. So out of all the hooping and hollering and going on, and me and the girl about to fight, when I jumped up and tried to get in that girl's face, that girl socked me one time. Socked. Remember socked? We say socked, huh? I don't know what they say these days. But yeah, that girl socked me in my stomach so hard. I had asthma as a child. I still have asthma, but I grew out of it. You know, you grow out of asthma as you get older. But I had asthma bad as a child. That girl socked me in my stomach so hard. Okay, people used to say, oh, they socked me so hard, they knocked the wind out of me. That girl knocked the wind out of me. I had to get somewhere and sit down. It wasn't even a fight. I jumped up to fight, and I jumped up too close to her, and she socked me in the stomach. It was all over. I was on the ground. I had to sit back down. I was just breathing and breathing. And then I'm still looking for my best friend, and I'm looking for her sister. I don't see my best friend. She's gone. And then her sister, she's standing up, but still inside the house looking out the window. And then I look up, my mother was coming. My best friend had went to go get my mother. And by this time, the other girl was gone. So I had to go in the house and have a breathing treatment or get my asthma pop or something. But anyway, yeah, those were the days. Wasn't no gunplay. Nobody didn't get cut or stabbed or anything. I survived the asthma attack and lived another day to tell the story I'm telling now. But yeah, those were good times. So yeah, that was when I was raised on 118th and Avalon. And then later we moved to Manchester and Dinker area. Yeah. And those were fun times too. Those were good times. You know, I got to meet some girls that lived around the corner, and we got really close, really tight. Went to school, ended up going to school together. So, yeah, those were good old times. Okay. Next question is, what music did you grow up listening to? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I should talk about what I liked or what I liked that my parents liked. The older that I get, the more I like the type of music that my parents listened to. But for me, I'll say the Jackson 5. I grew up listening to the Jackson 5. I even went to one of their concerts at the Forum. It was another guy out, a little young guy. I think he was from England. His name was Davy Jones. I went to a Davy Jones concert. Girl Scouts, you get to go anywhere, little things like that, little trips. And that's how I got out and made these my little rounds on the concerts that were going on through the Girl Scouts. Let's see here. Okay, so the Jackson 5, what's that? The Silvers, DeBarge. I can't even think of nobody. The type of music that I like listening to. Now I'm gonna have to go into my repertoire listening to my parents' music. B.B. King, Johnny Taylor. Let's see here. I don't know who sings this song, but my cousin, she loved this song, and she used to make us have a little group, and she was the leader of the group, and we had to have steps and stuff. It was a song called Mr. Big Stuff. And oh my goodness. She played that song. Oh my goodness. I had nightmares about Mr. Big Stuff in that song. But yeah. Rufus Thomas, I remember Rufus Thomas. He used to have a song, Do the Funky Chicken. Yeah, Rufus Thomas. I don't know. But then let's see here. What movies did I grow up watching? Ooh. I remember Shaft. I remember we would go to the drive-ins. I would go to the drive-ins with my parents, and we go see Shaft and Trouble Man. I remember that my parents took me to the drive-in to see The Exorcist. This is The Exorcist, the first one that came out. And oh my, I was so afraid of that movie. I was sitting in the back seat on the floor. I was so afraid. That movie had me shook. And then they came out with like the black version of that movie. Or was it the black version? You know what? No, it was Blackula. And then Blackula Scream. So it was like a play on Dracula. It was like Dracula, but in the black folks version of it. And oh my goodness, that movie was so scary. And then it was another one out called Beyond the Door or something. And that was super scary too. I don't know why my parents took me to see all them scary movies like that. I don't know. That's probably why I like scary movies right now and be too afraid to watch them. So yeah, I am a well-rounded baby boomer. I remember the Watts riots that were, I think that happened on Central. And what is the name of that park? I forget the name of that park, but it happened on Central. And I remember every time that we passed by there, me and my parents, and I'd be in the car and I'd be like, hit the deck, hit the deck. I can't remember the name of that park, but yeah, I remember Watts riots. And I remember that park before the Watts riots because we used to go to that park, our family. And on holidays, we would get together and go to the park up there and have our little family outings or picnics and what have you. We would have so much fun. Yeah, I miss those days. So, I hope you learned a little bit more about me. We hope you enjoyed the meet and greet the host as much as we did. The Real Nitty Gritty is, as a baby boomer, I have learned many lessons over the years worth sharing. One lesson I learned from my dad was to be grateful, have respect, and think of others. My dad worked 2 full-time jobs, so maybe he was doing his best to allow me to go to the dance for a little while so he could get back home and get some sleep. The second lesson learned was regarding the bully girl. It's okay to be intimidated by the unknown, but stand 10 toes down and always depend on yourself. I also learned to mind my own business and stay in my lane from getting socked in my stomach, which, by the way, never happened again. Enjoyed the episode? Subscribe on YouTube and hit that notification bell to never miss another heartfelt conversation. If this episode resonated with you, drop a comment. We love to hear your story. And if you loved it, please leave us a review to help us spread positivity. Stay tuned and to share some of your life stories in upcoming episodes. Leave your suggestions for podcast topics or reviews on past episodes in the comments. We love to hear your feedback. Thank you for spending your time with us and supporting our journey. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend your time with us having conversations that add value and life lessons for everyone.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Nitty Gritty. If today's episode resonated with you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with fellow boomers who appreciate a good story and meaningful conversation. Stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Visit our website, realnittygrittypodcast.com, for links to our social media platforms and more. Remember, every story adds a stitch to the rich tapestry of our generation. Until next time, keep sharing, keep laughing, and keep living the real nitty gritty.